Hey everyone, and welcome to LaGuardia Airport. Now that's one sentence that I never thought I'd be saying. Goodbye dark and drab, hello bright and beautiful. After the start of a several billion-dollar overhaul, LaGuardia is finally starting to look like a place that you'd actually want to spend time in. This airport used to be such a disaster that I would regularly spend several $100s more just to avoid traveling through here. After spending a few hours exploring Terminal B though, I'm starting to reconsider things. I mean, how could you not love an airport that has a water show? Well, I've gotten completely sidetracked, and I've forgotten to mention why I'm even at the airport this afternoon. Today is December 29th, and myself, along with a host of media outlets and VIPs, have trekked out to Queens for a very special occasion. Today marks the return to passenger service of the Boeing 737 MAX since its grounding almost 2 years ago. American Airlines was the first carrier to announce that they were scheduling revenue flights with the MAX again after the FAA recertified the plane a few weeks ago. Since then, however, GOL and Aeromexico have each flown their own MAX flights, so this wasn't the first passenger flight in 2020, but it's still a milestone. Today, I'll be flying from New York to Miami aboard this plane. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get on board the first MAX flight today, which just arrived from Miami, but flying on the second is still pretty cool. When I posted this footage along with my travel plans to my TikTok, I was flooded with comments assuring me in no uncertain terms that I would soon meet my doom aboard this machine. So you can imagine my surprise when passengers began to emerge from the jet bridge and they seemed, well, very much alive. Something's gotta be wrong here. I mean, internet trolls can't be wrong, can they? Well, there was only one way to find out, so I bid farewell to my loved ones and made my way down the jet bridge to meet my fate. Since this was supposedly my last flight ever, I decided to pay for an upgrade to first class. I mean, if I'm gonna go down, I might as well do so in luxury. The first class seats on the 737 MAX are basically the same as the premium economy seats that American uses on their wide bodies, and I'll go into more detail about them a little bit later. I was really happy that I was able to secure seat 4F for this flight because it meant that I'd have a great wing view. Once the last soul had entered the plane, the captain greeted everyone on board and told us about this flight.
You are flying on a Boeing 737 MAX, and I just want to tell you that I have the utmost safety, I have utmost confidence in the safety of this aircraft. Countless hours have been spent by so many team members to get us to this day. And I'm so confident in it that I brought my wife along. We're celebrating our 36th anniversary. And Marina has, my FO, has brought along her mother from all the way from San Juan as well. So we just want to also say that we're grateful that you have placed your trust in us as well. So thank you for that. We just came from Miami. It's just a beautiful day on the East Coast to fly. Clear skies. We had smooth ride at our altitude. It can always change, but we're anticipating relatively smooth air. There could be a few bumps on the climb out. 2 hours, 29 minutes today, takeoff to touchdown. Should be a nice view of Manhattan off the left-hand side of the aircraft as we get airborne. Once again, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the flight.
And just like that, it was time for takeoff. After that smooth takeoff, we were on our way to Miami, and the captain wasn't lying when he said we were in store for some great views of Manhattan. As promised, let's take a closer look around the cabin. I thought the legroom was pretty generous, and the seat back pocket had a sickness bag as well as a safety card inside, although strangely the safety card made no mention of the 737 MAX. The magazine in the literature slot had apparently been treated with some sort of antimicrobial process. I'd be interested to know what that involves. I read some complaints about this seat, but I thought it was fine. There's a storage area in the armrest as well as a universal outlet. The tray table can be found in the other armrest, and I thought it was really easy to operate. It was nice and sturdy, and there's a phone or tablet holder on the underside. The economy seats have their own tablet holders in the seat back. There aren't any IFE monitors, but you can access the onboard Wi-Fi to view American's extensive selection of movies and TV shows. In total, there's 16 first-class seats, and the overhead bins are massive on this plane. Everyone received a bag that had a bottle of water, cookies, and a sanitizing wipe inside. Thankfully, there was an additional drink and meal service for first-class passengers. You could choose between a sandwich and a cheese board. I obviously decided to go with the sandwich. There's 3 tiny lavatories on board. If you're claustrophobic, then I'd recommend you hold it until you land. Here's a quick look at the economy class cabin. There's 126 normal seats and 30 main cabin extra seats. After I had finished exploring the cabin, it was time to relax. So I sat down, reclined my seat, and enjoyed the views out of the window. I know I've been making light of the safety concerns surrounding this plane, but to be honest, I felt totally safe. I struck up conversations with 3 people on board, a journalist, an av geek, and just a normal passenger, and they all basically said the same thing, that this plane has undergone so much scrutiny through the whole recertification process that it's probably the safest aircraft in the sky. A spokesman for American stated that the airline has implemented extensive safety measures for their MAX flights. I don't know the details exactly, but they did get me to Miami safe and sound. I really enjoy this flight, and I have no reservations about flying on the MAX in the future. With that said, are you willing to fly on the 737 MAX yet? Let me know below. And so ends my final trip report of 2020. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait for the comments that I'm going to get on this one.